How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And sometimes you don't want to shoot anybody. Sometimes you don't want to stab a monster. Sometimes you just want to push a block, get a key, keep it moving. Rescue a princess using your wits, not your weapons. And I think that's kind of what led to the development of The Castle, which was a puzzle adventure game that was released on the MSX and the SG-1000. Now, the SG-1000, that's basically Sega's ColecoVision. It's the console that came out before the Mark III or the Master System, which was Sega's NES. MSX was a Japanese computer. The best version of the original Metal Gear happened over there. But, yeah. So while The Castle was relatively popular enough to warrant a sequel, that sequel showed up in a lot more places than the original Castle. The sequel was called Castle Excellent and showed up on a number of different platforms, including the Famicom. And about a year or so later, something like that, we got that sequel here in the States. And instead of it being published by ASCII, who handled it originally in Japan, it was published here in the States by Nexoft, was essentially ASCII's US arm. This game was released in 1988 and honestly is a proto Metroidvania. Today, we're going to take a quick look at Castlequest. Now, in Castlequest, you start the game with 50 lives. Actually, if you don't collect any extra lives, all you have are 50 lives. There are no continues. There's no way to save anything. None of that. And I said you don't have any weapons, but you do. You have a dagger. That dagger is painfully ineffective though. So what you're left with is a very methodical platformer where your character, a prince, has to use his wits to collect keys, get monsters out of the way, defeat monsters by outsmarting them, and proceed through this 100-room castle. Well, it's 100 rooms, but each room is 2 screens wide. So essentially, it's 200 levels with only 50 lives. That math don't math real good if you don't know what you're doing, right? But yeah, for what it's worth, this game happening around the same time as The Adventures of Lolo means that it was in good company. This one's a little more slow and methodical than Lolo, though. And for my money, Lolo is a much better game. Hal seemed to like us a little bit more and decided to give us a password system that was only like 4 characters long. So yeah, they liked us. The developers of Castlequest did not like us. They just threw us in the water and told us to get to swimming, not realizing they had tied a boulder to our ankles. But yeah, this game is brutal. But if you like your puzzle adventure games and I guess proto Metroidvanias where you can go back and forth through stages, if you like those, a particular taste of hard, Castlequest might be right up your alley. One forgiving thing that happens in this game though, if you have advanced to a room and you leave that room and come back, if you got rid of any enemies, those enemies are gone. However, if you wasted a key or something like that, that key is also gone. So anything that left that room before you left, yeah, when you re-enter, all that stuff is gone. But it helps when dealing with a room that had a particularly pesky enemy in it. It's just a hard game. It is what it is, baby. Alright. Now, if you decide you want a copy of Castlequest, which it's a good game. If you like puzzle adventure games, you might dig this one. If you decide you want a copy, I would say $10 to $20, because while I saw a few going for under 10, there were way more for like $11 to $17, something like that. You could also get a complete copy for as much as $60. This ain't something that I feel like you need a complete copy of, but you know, go off. Yeah, this is a hard puzzle game, hard adventure game. If you like those things, Castlequest is right up your alley. But this has been the 8-Bit Animal. I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow, you know, this game could have been awesome. Problem is, it came out after Tecmo Bowl.